Hey there, this is Scott, and it's Thursday, August 4th. It better be August 4th. Yes, it is. It is indeed. And this is the Let's Talk About Robot Trading webinar. We do it every Thursday. I was late getting the link out to everyone, as I was just saying before we got started, so I apologize for that. You can always check Twitter if you're missing a link, and I'll also try to send an email out. We're going to talk about something, and I'm not in the best of moods about it, although I'm not that upset about it. It's a little silly to be that upset, but I want to talk about something, and I want to talk about robots. The title of today is Snatching Defeat from the Jaws of Victory. And specifically, I want to talk about trading of late. And a lot of you do email me often. Some of you email me sometimes. But we're in this business of using robots and trying to make money. I mean, isn't that why we're here, right? We want to trade. We like what trading can give us. It's a way to have a free life filled with things that you want to do. Meanwhile, money is made on the side. It's an income stream that hopefully leads to a very safe, restful, whatever you want to do it, lucrative, rich. It leads to a lifestyle where we can be free. I mean, that's why we're here. That's why I started trading back in 2004 and even studying and even before that. And it's why I got into robots about 5 years ago now. The idea that I wouldn't have to do screen time, that I could just make automated strategies and have them run and make money. Now, of course, it's not going to win all the time. I understand that. But as I've been talking about, I do like winning streaks, and there's only a certain amount of losing that I can be comfortable with. Now, that might be a personality flaw. You know, like you say in a job interview, my flaw is that I care too much, right? That's ridiculous. But it is a flaw that perhaps I'm too impatient. It could be. But the bottom line is I don't have other income now. I don't have a job. I gave all that up so I could do this. And it's been really, really enjoyable for the most part. The lifestyle that I thought I would have, I've had. And I do miss tennis a little bit, and I miss my students, but I'm ecstatic with the way it's gone. However, I have not enjoyed the past 30 days, even the past 60 days of trading, and that's what we're talking about this week. Now, let's be clear. One Angry Man, maybe you've heard of the play or the story, 12 Angry Men. Well, I'm just one. I'm a jury of one. And I sit here today an angry man, and I don't. That's just trying to be woefully dramatic. But I'm not pleased. I'll tell you that right now. But just so you know a little bit about me, nothing makes me angrier than losing when you should win. All right. Spurs Heat 2003. Spurs were up 30 seconds to go, and somehow they lost. I'm still angry about that, even though it was better in 2014. But it's weird that I don't really care about sports that much. You know, I watch my Federer and I watch a little NBA. I don't really care. You know, I'm not a child anymore. But that particular loss really, really bothered me. You know why it bothered me? Because it should not have happened. And that stuff, whatever reason, I don't know if it's a sense of personal justice. I don't know what it is, but it makes me angry. All right. How did we get here? Why are we sitting here on a Thursday afternoon for me, Thursday whenever for you? Why are we here talking about robots? Well, when I discovered robots way back in 2011, 2012, I thought, wow, what a deal, okay? Think about that. You can set the software and live your life and make a reasonable return. I just can't even tell you how excited that was. I remember where I was when I thought about it. I was walking down the streets of Springfield, Ohio. I remember the thought. I remember what that could lead to. I remember the life it could lead. I was so excited. And when I got so excited, I said, someday I want to share it. You know, someday I want to do this. And so many people know so little about money that I want to help people. I want to give them something. I want to learn it. I want to do it for myself. And I want to give it to others, right? That was my mission statement. So I built some robots, which weren't that great at first because you don't know what you're doing, right? It takes time. I need to know what works, what doesn't work, how particular robots trade, what style I wanted. But anyway, I spent 2 years managing money for a client. It was a family, close by family. And they gave us a chunk of money, and us meaning me and my girlfriend, but I did all the robotic trading and so forth, and they gave us money, and they needed X amount of dollars each month, right? So for over 24 months, I took my robots, traded robots exclusively, and paid that amount, you know, call it $1,000, whatever. It wasn't, but let's call it $1,000. So we paid $1,000 every month for over 2 years. And then finally, we had just agreed to do it for 2 years. They got their check always on time. And when they decided to stop, they got a chunk of their money back, right? So it wasn't as if they had just had it in their account and pulled it out, and by the end of 24 months it was gone. They got a nice chunk back. I mean, it was a very successful experiment. I did that for a while, right? Then I said, well, I want to do it aggressive. That was pretty good, right? I thought it could be better, but let's do it aggressive, right? I love taking a small account to big account, right? I'm seduced by it like anyone else. So I took one robot, the robot that I liked the most, meaning profit to drawdown ratio. It made the most profit compared to the least amount of drawdown. I said, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to jack up the leverage. I'm going to just take a small account, just $2,000, whatever. And I'm going to go for it. And it made 100% in 12 months. And it did that, right? It did exactly what I wanted it to do. Fantastic, right? I've spent 2,000 hours working on these Hornet day trading. That doesn't even count the other robots, right? And I've probably spent 5,000 hours watching it. And I traded it in 2 separate experiences and experiments, right? I didn't just say, oh, I want an income stream. I want to do online business and send a bunch of strangers some stuff. I felt like I put in the time. I felt like I did it. I put the risk on myself, and I did it myself, and it proved it out. Then I spent a bunch of time on it. So I want everyone to know, whether you're watching a recording or live, where I'm coming from and what I've done with all this. Yes, it would be nice to get paid for my time, and maybe I do make money if someone buys a robot. But I talk to family members. Anyone that I happen to run into and have a casual conversation. Everybody wants a retirement plan that they don't have, and I would love to be able to help people with that. I really, truly would. And furthermore, I'd like to help my own retirement plan, right? So that's the background. I'm not just shipping products to you or trying to fool you, right? Everything I talk about, I trade. So again, it's been a long time getting MT4 right, and not all of our trades are going to be exactly the same, but if you do it, I do it. I do it first. That's just the way I operate. Okay, so now here we are. Now you know some more background on what we're talking about here. I need the money now. I need the money. I need this to make money, right? And I'm angry. I'm angry because the past 30, 60, 90 days, right? I have robots that have worked. I've done the experiments. I've done the time. I've seen the data. I've traded it live. I have robots that work by any definition of what working means. Like, what does that mean? It means make money, right? It doesn't mean it wins every trade necessarily, right? But it makes money. I've done everything to date that I feel like I could have done, and the robots have produced. So let's take a look at the spreadsheet. And if you take a look, and this is just the Hornet, right? We're just talking about Hornet today. The trend following stuff is a totally different story with much less anger, okay? But as you can see now, these are the trade station estimates, right? And this includes Brexit, right? And no, MT4 isn't exactly the same. Actually, MT4 has been several percent better than this. But let's say we're just going by this, because I can't generate spreadsheets from MT4 data. I could, but it would take 468 years. So I thought, these are the spreadsheets. They're easy to create. They're easy to manage. I'm super experienced at them. So I'm going to continue to work on these spreadsheets and then go from there, and hopefully real life is better. But look at these last 3 months, right? This is what I'm talking about. This is why I sit here angry. You telling me that I've spent all this time and put all this work in and quit my job for this, right? These are the conversations that I've been having. Now, if you look at that amount, it's not a big amount. This 3-month period is not even as bad, and it's only just borderline close to this 1 month. This 1 month was worse than the past 90 days on this spreadsheet, right? So this isn't anything historic. But you will look that there hasn't been 3 in a row before. So that's interesting. And that also makes me angry, because it's like it's teasing me. If this were really bad, you could say, well, something's broken. But I don't believe that anything's broken. I just believe it's a bunch of garbage. I believe it's a bunch of bad luck that I cannot change. So I'm just angry for no particular reason. But I'm angry, and I want it to work properly, right? Furthermore, let's take a look at some more background, right? I have 11 Hornet robots that have tested out right? And remember, I don't test up to today. I do in sample, I do out of sample. I stop testing it at a certain time and then I run it forward, right? Several years since before today have not been optimized at all. They've just let run, right? I try to find parameters that are consistent, not super profitable. And I have 11 Hornet robots that have tested out as very positive, right? Let's go back to the chart. Here's the total profit, and I'm sorry if it's too small. I can jack it up a little bit. Here's the total profit of these robots going back to 2003. Ready? Profitable, profitable. Again, this is based on a hypothetical 10,000. Profit, 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 profit. Profit, 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 profit. Okay, that's since 2003. That's in sample, that's out of sample, right? That's all of them profitable. So do the robots work? Clearly, what definition could you say they don't work? The drawdown is all manageable, right? And the drawdowns are not even, they're not equal, and they're definitely a lot lower. And sometimes it's 10 to 1 profit to drawdown. So I have 11 robots that work, okay? 11 Hornet robots that work. And keep in mind that I'm going through a period where I'm not being able to take out any profits. But let's look deeper. I have 7 robots in that 11 that have been profitable long term, right? We just saw that all of them are profitable, but they're also profitable in 2016. Okay, let's take a look. I made a special. Here's 2016 profit. So that's profitable so far this year. This one's profitable. I haven't even updated the dollar-yen 4-hour, which I don't trade. That's profitable, right? Euro Aussie, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, Aussie, yeah, the Aussie that I curse its name, profitable for the year. Dollar yen, profitable. And this one's about break even, right? That is not a big deal. And the pound Aussie is actually almost a little bit down. But I've got 7, right? 7 that have been profitable. Wait a second. Whoa. Wait a second. All 11 are profitable long term, and 7 robots are profitable now. And yet I'm still going through a streak where I can't take money out? Are you kidding me? Right? And these are just 11 on the spreadsheet. I have many variations of the dollar yen, many variations of the pound dollar, euro dollar. I have many variations because I've tested so much. So I have more than these. You could probably get into 30 or 40, okay? But it just makes me so angry. And I'm tired of saying, well, it's bad luck. I'm tired of luck. I'm tired of all of it. The last 3 months have been crappy. They're not historically bad. It's not even the worst it's ever done, but it's crappy. And it's crappy with robots that are profitable. Do you see that? It's like an athlete that's good enough to win the tournament, but decides to do 800 bench presses, overtrains, and gets beat in a tournament. Like all you had to do was show up and win, and you didn't. All I have to do is show up and win, all right? Furthermore, and as background, this portfolio is up for 2016, okay? So as I'm going on this rant, right, let's just look at the numbers. Here's 2016, I think. Did I overdo it? Yeah, just to 17. Stop that. That's noisy. Noisy. All right, there are the profits for 2016, right? $1,000 in profit. So I'm complaining about this big time, right? But if I had been able to trade this since January, I'd be profitable. Now, of course, we had some problems in this area, right? I wasn't able to get this. Is that bad luck? I'm sick of luck. I'm tired of complaining about bad luck. But yes, I couldn't trade a portion of this, so I didn't get this. So that makes this extra fun, right? Sarcastically. So there's my rant, and there's my complaining, right? What can be done? Well, let's talk about it. How about option number 1, do nothing and shut up, meaning me, right? Why don't you just shut up and quit whining? That's what I would say to my students. And that's probably the best option, right? We have 11 robots that work long term. This is not an extraordinarily amount of money. Just shut up, okay? That's option number 1. And believe me, I totally get that, okay? Number 2, but here's something fun. What if I just said, okay, listen, the yen pairs move more than the dollar pairs. I'm just going to trade yen pairs. Well, that's interesting. Here's what, and as a matter of fact, I said I took only the pairs that have a JPY, a Japanese yen, right? A Japanese yen, okay? I just added those up for 2016, and it's $929, okay? Good. All right, well, what if I said, no, I like the dollar pairs. It's a flight to safety. I like the USD pairs. Okay. Well, if you add up all the USD pairs, right, it's $928, right? This is not fudge numbers. These are just what has happened, right? And what I've recorded. So you could, instead of trading all 11, trade just the yen pairs. You'd be fine. Trade the dollar pairs. You'd be fine. You could trade one of the 7 and be fine had you picked one of those. Now, how do you pick that, right? That's another topic, but I get it. But there are so many ways to trade these robots and not be down the past 3 months and still be up long term, over the past 10, 11, 12, 13 years, right? And that's the Ray Allen hitting that 3 from the corner off of a rebound that should have been caught. And why wasn't Tim Duncan in on that last? Anyway, I don't want to get upset about the 2013 NBA Finals. But that's the Ray Allen part of this discussion, is that I have robots that work, and yet why am I sitting through this? Or maybe 11 robots is too many. And this is an important part of the discussion for today. A team with too many superstars doesn't perform properly, right? Sometimes they don't. Remember the Lakers with Steve Nash and Dwight Howard? If you don't know basketball, it doesn't matter. Who cares, right? But sometimes teams put together as many stars as they can, and they don't work well together, right? It doesn't matter how many good robots you put together. It's how they work together, obviously. But maybe 11 in the day trading format is too many. Yes, hedge funds trade, are diversified, and I understand all that, but we're just talking about what's real life, what's happening now, right? Maybe 11 is too many. Maybe it brings in too many variables. Maybe having 11 just opens the door for some silly announcement in the middle of a trade, and then you get on a small losing streak and your month is ruined. Maybe. I'm not saying it's for sure, but maybe. I've seen it with my own eyes the past 3 months, but maybe. There have been a lot of weird out of the blue news announcements, right? And I say weird, that's, it's eye of the beholder, right? But there have been announcements. There's been so many announcements in the middle of trades, comes out with this or that, or the pound or Brexit or whatever, But maybe having 11 is just opening the door for a day trading system. Now, for a trend following system, probably the more the better, right? But for a day trading system, it could be that the reason I've taken winners and turned them into short-term losers is because there's just too many, okay? Or maybe I should just stick to the ones that I have the most data. Now, this is a real thing. This is something that I've struggled with since I started messing with robots, okay? On TradeStation, TradeStation has data on most pairs that go back to 2003, right? That is about 13 years now. That is a ton of Forex data, especially if you're talking about intraday 15-minute data. That is a ton of data. I paid for multi-charts and got a free trial of extraordinarily good data. I really like their data. It's solid. It's reliable. It's $99 a month if you pay for it, and I'm getting it for free right now. That goes back 8 years. So pay for data only goes back 8 years. I've got 13, okay? And a lot of platforms just don't go back that far at all. But on TradeStation's platform, which is why I like to test on it, the pound yen and many others go all the way back to 2003, as you can see on the spreadsheet. See? Most of them go back at least to July 2003, and some go back even farther. That's a lot of intraday data. Think about that. A 15-minute chart going back 13 plus years. But look, I want you to go back at the top. I wanted more robots, obviously, right? Test more, test more, test more. Excuse me, but there are some currency pairs that don't have data going back that long, and this has always bothered me a lot, actually. CAD yen, for example, pound CAD and pound Aussie. If we scroll down the spreadsheet, we run out of data. Do you see that? That one stops in 2008. That one stops at the end of 2007, and that one stops in mid-2007. No more data, right? That has always bothered me. Now, is data since 2008 enough? Well, I've talked myself into it. Yeah, and it probably is. You want a sample size of over, 300 trades, and I get that. I get over 300 trades, so I have a nice sample size. But honestly, these three don't have the data as all of the others in this portfolio, right? If I scroll down, you can look to the left and to the right. As I scroll down, you can see that those three are the only ones. This one I just haven't updated, I don't think. Yeah, the Aussie yen goes back that far. It goes back to July also. I just didn't update it. So Aussie yen actually does also. So what if I just kick those out? Why kick them out? Because they haven't seen enough markets. They haven't seen enough changes. This stuff tests through 2003. So that goes through the 2006 period when Forex started to become more to the retail trader. It preludes into 2007, 2008. I mean, these don't really trade 2007, 2008, right? Because it starts then. These have gone before and after, and maybe the testing is just more robust. I mean, can you make the case? They've seen more markets. I've tested through more markets, and maybe they're just more robust. Maybe not, okay? Maybe these are fine. But what if we took those out? So what if we took out those cells in D, E, and F? So there's one that's gone. There's a next that's gone. And there's the next. What if I just said, I want to be diversified, but listen, for trustworthy purposes, I'm just going to stick to the ones with the most data. If I fill down, let's see what happens. Control down, okay? Let's scroll back up. And isn't that interesting? Still nicely profitable, and look at the last 3 months. Yes, nothing we can do about that, right? You're not going to win every time. Is this an easier portfolio to trade? If you had bought a robot or started listening for me trade robots and this had all happened, right? Wouldn't that be more fun? And then a small loser here and then a bunch of winners? The data says that maybe, if you just stick to the ones with the most data, maybe you have a more stable portfolio. It's something to seriously consider now, isn't it? Okay. Going forward. So what do we do about this? Well, I'm just telling you, I'm in the streamlining business right now. I want to streamline my portfolios. That's where I'm at. I'm tired of trades coming at me in waves. This has happened to me more times than I care to admit. But I'll go out, I'll do something else. I won't look at my computer. I'll come back and I'll be in like 3 or 4 trades, and I don't like it. I'm just telling you. I don't know why I don't like it. I don't want to be in that many trades. When I get into 4, I'm not happy about it. I like just one. I like just one at a time. I found I really like that. Maybe 2, but 1. When I come back and there's 5 trades on and I had 3 earlier in the day, I don't like it. Now, some of you say, where's the action? Where's the action? I get it. I hear you. I'm just telling you I'm not. I remember I've talked about it before. My initial portfolio was 15, and I hated it. I hated how many trades came at me. So I'm just telling you, I sucked it up because I wanted to be diversified and I wanted to have as many robots as possible. But I'm just telling you, I don't like it. I haven't enjoyed the trading, and I want to enjoy my robot trading. So I'm just telling you what I'm doing, right? I'm tired of the multiple news announcements affecting my day-to-day. I'm tired of being in 4 trades and like, oh, crap. Something's coming out at 7. If they're not out by then, what's going to happen? I'm much more peaceful when I have less trades. It's just me. I'm going to get rid of the ones with the least amount of testing and go forward in my portfolio. I've already done that as of today, just as an experiment. I just would rather have trades that don't come at me so often, and I would also like the ones that I have the most data on. I've been thinking about this a while. And I'm also, in my other accounts, going to trade even smaller than that. I'm already moving to the specialists. I'm talking about 2 or 3, right? Now, 5 is a good number. We've talked about that before. And just for fun, remember this portfolio, right? The original one that I made for a member back in March 2014. Oh, look at the past 3 months, by the way. Just the dollar, yen, Aussie yen, the pounds, right? Interesting, huh? All right, so the smaller portfolios are killing the bigger portfolios lately, right? Now, it doesn't mean it won't change, but I'm just saying, you know, it's all coming at me that if you streamline, I'm going to be happier, all right? But here's the bottom line, and here's why we're talking today. I have robots that work. By any reasonable metric, these robots work. But here's the catch. If you want to be a trader, you have to be your own portfolio manager. If you're a discretionary trader, you cannot copy someone else. I know Rob, Mr. Booker, has talked about it many, many times. if you are a robot trader, you need to do what you like. I've gotten some emails from several people. I don't like the Aussie yen. Well, guess what? I don't like the Aussie yen either. So turn it off, right? It's really, really important. This is your money. This is your life. You don't have to get permission or acceptance from me or the okay from me to turn robots off. I'm going to keep giving you every robot that I make. I'm going to give you everything. But the bottom line is you make money. It's not to follow what I do exactly. I'll always tell you what I'm going to do, but this is really important. You don't like the Aussie yen? Get rid of it. You like only the dollars? Then do it. I'm going to give you the tools. But ultimately, I want you to be happy, and I want you to make money. You might be able to make more money than me using the exact same darn robots, right? Someone who traded this portfolio would surely have made more money than me, right? So that's the point. And that's not just for robots. That's for your life. Right? You don't need anyone's permission to make money. The robots work. We just got to put them together, and then we got to be patient. And maybe I'm being too impatient. That's true. But this is what I want to do. And guess what? I'm my own portfolio manager. So anyway, that is an extremely important point. You don't need to copy me. You don't need permission. You don't need anything in your trading. You need to get with someone you trust, and you need to get the tools. But then ultimately, you are your own manager. And then you'll be extraordinarily successful. Got it? Good. Here are some quick updates. One of the 100% systems are programmed. You need to see my blog post from yesterday. I'm writing again. I absolutely adored writing. I absolutely loved writing that. I had so much fun. So I'm going to be writing on Wednesdays for the foreseeable future instead of doing a video. So see that blog post from yesterday about the 100% system, and I'll talk more about it in the future soon. The research on the breakout robot and the moving average cross portfolios, I wanted to present that this week. The research on that has been arduous and painful. It's been 10 hours, no lie. That means sit at my computer for 6 hours, taking bathroom breaks and coffee breaks, very short. I'm talking about 6 hours straight. Yesterday, 4, or 2 days ago, 4 yesterday. Here's the fun part of these portfolios. They're extraordinarily simple, and yet they're 158 times harder to trade and test than the intraday Hornet. Okay, here's why. Because of the trade sizing and platform discrepancies, both of them have an algorithm that sizes the trades for you, and they're not coded the same, right? Wes did one, my personal TradeStation programmer did the other. They're close, but they're not the same. Furthermore, they use indicators that aren't the same. They use ATR, and it's not the same. They're just not the same. Furthermore, they don't even take trades on the same bars. Can you believe that? These are 4-hour bars, people. And I look on my TradeStation chart, and it's a bar that goes from midnight to 4 a.m. And then I go to MT4, and it's the bar that goes from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. And then I look at multi-charts, and that's the one that goes from 11 to 3 a.m. or whatever. Like, they're not even the same bars, which means the ATR is different, which means that the calculations are different, which means, and are you getting my drift? Are you catching my drift? They're all profitable, nicely profitable that I can trust, but I cannot make a spreadsheet yet because none of the trades match up. Looking at a TradeStation spreadsheet and looking at those numbers, they're not the same trades. They're close, and the profit numbers are close, but we can't even compare. If you trade MT4 and I compare it to my TradeStation, we can't talk about even the same trades, right? At least many times. Now, there's some that are close, darn close. But anyway, they're all profitable. I can't make a spreadsheet for it, and I want to present a spreadsheet to you. So that's going to take some time. I am still trading, though. I'm still trading the breakout, which is the turtle. I've gotten some questions on that. Breakout and turtle are the same things. But I'm still trading it, and I trust trend following, even if I can't make a precise spreadsheet. But I'm going to get that done. So sorry for that. Like I said last week, I have links to Aranda's free VPS. If you want them, just email me and I'll email them out. Remember, customer service on VPS is not through me. It's through Justin because that's his thing that he set up. I am going to be traveling. It's time to find a permanent house. It's been great here, but we got to find something. So I'll be running around for 8 days. Shouldn't be too taxing, though. I should be able to get to email. All right. We got like 1 minute for questions before I have to get on the road. If anybody has anything, of course, this will be recorded and so forth. Can't see data. Is it me or is your screen sharing pause? Oh no. Are you serious? Are you serious? Was my screen sharing paused? Because I thought I unpaused it. Oh my gosh. Well, that's brilliant. Thanks. That's really great. Anyway, what I'll do is, we'll talk about it again. Or you can ask me for the spreadsheet, and I'll show it to you. But do you get the point? The point is that if you use the one with most data, it works. Tell you what, let's just do it now. Heck with it. I don't need to be on the road. Do it now. Are you ready? Here is the data. I can't believe that happened, by the way. I specifically hit that button. Anyway, here's the data when I take out these three. Pound Aussie, Pound CAD, and CAD Yen, right? Those are the ones, right, that don't have data. I took them out, and that's what it looks like. If I put them back in, plus, 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 and plus, you can see, and I'll just do the recently, there's your 3-month period, okay? So if you take them out, it's different. Now, does that mean you can't be patient? Of course. How many are profitable, right? All of them are profitable, right? So there are the highlights of what we've been talking about. This is the losing streak that I'm ranting about. And you can see what happens when I take it out. Boom. It turns into something different. All right. Truly sorry. Truly sorry that the screen was paused. Any other questions? Hello, loud and clear. Screen's not changing yet. Let me scroll down to the bottom. The whole webinar was the opening screen. All right, Talon. Yep, we just talked about that. Screen sharing's paused. Yep, can't see data. Anyway, so sorry about that. If you want, I can even send you slides. I can send you the spreadsheet. I can send you anything. So apologize for that. The point is that, though, we need to be our own portfolio managers, and we need to find something that you like. That's the bottom line. Email me with any questions. That's all for today. I apologize for my silliness as far as not getting the screen shade, but hopefully you got the message. We'll be back next Thursday. The link will be good all the way to the end of the month, and I will talk to you very soon. Blog post next Wednesday. Bye for now.